Hey, flower friends. It is your friend in flowers, Lisa Mason Ziegler, and thank you so much for joining the gardening show today. Look, y'all, our first sweet pea harvest of the season. And when I say the fragrance is intoxicating, that is an understatement. So I want to welcome all of our flower friends to our Mother's Day show today, y'all, because we want to make sure that your supplies and gifts arrive in time for the big day, right? So in today's show, Susie Q is going to be doing the easy flower arranging tips and tricks with our arranging supplies and using some of our flowers. And we have such amazing, great gifts for Mother's Day and beyond. You're going to see what's blooming. I harvested some cool flowers this morning. And as always, we have a prize drawing for these in-app viewers who are watching us live. And remember, I'll do a little Q&A wrap-up at the very end. So if you'd like to submit a question, you just need to, in the comments, put @Lisa and write your question, and the team will gather those up and feed a few to me at the end of the show. Now, before we get started, we just appreciate it so much, y'all, when y'all hit that share button that's down at the bottom of your screen. I mean, we have so many new people joining us every week. We know it's y'all that is just really telling your friends about it. So we appreciate it, and if you share, just know we're so grateful for that. And so did you know that we actually have 2 shows a week now? We have the Friday at 12 noon live show, and then I'm doing one on Wednesdays evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So be sure and join us for both because they're a little different. So would love to have you check those out. So can y'all move these sweet peas, please? So big announcement that came out this morning. We are having a spring course sale, and that is 15% off of all of our schools and our workshops. That's from today through next Wednesday, which is April 30th. And y'all, we have something for everybody. If you're a gardener or a farmer, we have something for everybody, and you can find it over on our big website, thegardenersworkshop.com. And right at the top of every page, there's a gold banner, and you have to just click there, and it'll take you, and the prices, the coupon code is in the banner. So it shows regular prices on the website, but when you check out, you use that promotion code, and it takes 15% off. I mean, y'all, the workshops that are in there, there's just, I won't even start talking about them. Okay, you go check it out. All right, so just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Remember to please check out your email and your phone number in your account here in the app, because if there's errors, then we can't ship your package. And particularly if you use the Apple Hide My Email app or Google Shielded email to log in to this app, that makes it so we can't see your emails. So we can't send you a shipping ticket. So please just check out and make sure there's a real email in there. So, here inside the app, we are able to do free shipping on seed packet only orders. And standard product shipping is capped at $11.95. So that means it doesn't matter how many products you purchase, you just pay $11.95 once. And remember that we ship to all 50 of the United States. So if you are joining us on social media, we are so glad that you joined us here and found us. But what I would like for you to know is that we have a free phone app. And why would you even want to do that, right? Well, first off, it's free. Secondly, the things you get to do inside the app that you can't do on social, number one, is enter the giveaway. I give away something good every single week, and you have to be in the app for us to be able to see you, to be able to do that. Secondly, you can build favorites list, you can watch replays, and most importantly to a lot of people, you can participate in the live comments with the other viewers, which is always just a great conversation that's going on. So if you want to jump over to your phone app store and search Gardener's Workshop and download the shop app, we'll wait for you right here. Download it, won't take but like 30 seconds, and come right back, and then you'll just have a whole better experience. Now, if the comments get in your way during the show, block your view, you can swipe left or right and they'll go away. Secondly, we frequently sell out of stuff during the live show. If you go to something to put it in your cart and it says out of stock, you don't get notified. I recommend you do that because sometimes the team is literally grabbing more stock from our big website and bringing it over here to the phone app. That just means you'll get a notification on your phone. And if you're seeing people post the sunflower emoji, those are folks identifying themselves as the TGW family. And how do you join that family? All of our course students of any of our courses and the members of my private club, we consider them all family, and we love it when they give us a big shout out that they're here and that they are a part of our family. So once again this week, friends, I am giving away a $25 store credit, and you hit that white box and that'll put you on the list that we're going to actually pull from near the end of the show, and then one lucky winner is going to have a $25 credit when they go to check out. So hit that button. So now I'm going to tell you, so this is the Mother's Day show, right? And I'm going to try to do all this without bawling. So I have a couple of super sweet things. And you know, if you're under, I would say this starts happening to you when you like turn 50. I'm 64. When you're under 50, I know you love your parents, your mom, but you don't understand how much you love them the most until they're gone, right? And how much you treasure something of theirs. So these are our sweet pea harvest, and what I didn't show you earlier is what I have my sweet peas in. This little green pitcher was like a cornerstone of my mom's kitchen. This was always on a shelf in our kitchen, you know, and she actually put pins in it. It didn't really even have flowers. Do you know where it came from, sister? Yeah, and I'm not sure where it originated, but I absolutely love it as a vase, and I love it that my mom actually had it and that I got to be the keeper of it. And then this one is super sweet too. This vase, Steve's mom got this as a bridal shower gift when she was marrying Kenny, and when she passed away, I think they would have been married like 77 years. So this is really, really beautiful. And I just can't tell you how meaningful it is to have this kind of stuff and to think of the stuff that they put in it, or, you know, just how it's part of your life. So these vases are super sweet, and y'all don't pass up the chance to get stuff from your moms and dads that will be so meaningful to you. Now, Susie Q is going to give you the tips of the day on flower arranging.
Hey guys, Lisa's little sister Suzanne. Just want to give you a few tips that we keep in mind when we're doing flowers, arrangements, or just a bouquet. All flowers are beautiful, all flowers go together, so don't even worry about, is this flower going to look good with this flower? Just put them together, they're all beautiful. Practice arranging if you really want to be good at it, and just do it often. It'll become easier and easier and easier. Now you also want to think about your angles. Does it look good from all angles? If it's going to be sitting against the wall, maybe it doesn't have to be pretty except from the front, but if it's going to be on a table where people can get all the way around, just make sure that you filled all your spots and it looks good from all the different angles. Always have extra greenery or foliage. You just can never have enough foliage. It helps to fill in spots. It just makes everything look better, makes all the colors pop. We only use super clean containers. We try to put stuff in the dishwasher. If you're not willing to drink water out of it, don't put your flowers in it. It really does diminish the number of days you'll get from your flowers if they already have bacteria and scuzz stuff in the vase before you put your flowers in. We also strip all the flowers. We never leave any foliage on the stem that's going to be below the water level. That also adds bacteria and scum to the water, which will diminish your days of enjoying them. Flower food, which is what you use to help get rid of that bacteria and stuff in your flower food, in your flower water, And it really does help. It also has a little something to make your flowers happy and maybe open if they're not opened all the way. So flower food does work, and it's very important for extending the life of your flower. Water. Garden flowers that you may get from a farmer's market or from someone's farm or your own backyard, drink so much water. Retail flowers, which you buy like at a grocery store, don't necessarily drink quite as much, so people aren't really used to giving their flowers a lot of water. But be sure to check the water levels and be sure to replace the water. Dump the water out every few days, give the stems a little rinse, and put fresh water in. You can chop off a little bit off of each stem. That'll also help extend their life. And we never set flower arrangements in direct sunlight. So you want them in a room where the sun is not going to be hitting them directly. The same thing when you're cutting your flowers. Once they're cut off of their mother plant, you want to get them out of the sun as quickly as you can because they will wilt and fade quickly. And the best way to keep your flower arrangements looking good is just deadhead them. Just because a flower or two have passed doesn't mean you have to throw the whole arrangement away. Either deadhead or pull that stem out, and if you need to, you can always put a new stem in. All right, so now we're going to talk about a few of our products. And this is what we love for flower arranging here, and I actually have mine on my hip. This is our shear and pouch kit, and I've been using this pouch for a really long time, but Lisa's pouch, you can tell, it's really been used for a long time. The best thing about this pouch is it has a nice wide opening. You can fit most shears in here. I even put my harvest knife down in here when I'm out in the yard. And it has a clip, so it clips onto your pocket instead of needing to wear a belt. Because when it gets hot outside, the last thing you want is a hot leather belt on. So we use these on our pocket. They're easier to grab there, and you'll never lose your shears again. So don't worry, we won't be sending you Lisa's old one. We actually have a new one. And the shear and the pouch make the best Mother's Day gift. Our shears are bonsai shears, and they have the spring. You can see these are the ones we've been using. Has a spring which makes it very easy to operate, and it's smaller for smaller hands. And my hands just aren't as strong as they used to be when I was younger, so it really makes it easy to use. So the shear and pouch kit is $55.95. You can also purchase each of these separately in the app if you didn't want to get the set. Okay, so next we have the Florist knife. Now we've seen a lot of florists do talks at garden club events we were at, and a lot of them use this knife, and they're just so quick about it. They just cut the stems and are arranging really quick. It's really sharp, and it's $29.95. It comes in assorted colors, so you don't get to choose what color you want, but it is a Swiss product, so it's very well made, and it just really works well to cut those stems, especially if you're arranging a lot of flowers and want to save time. Okay, so next we have the stem shripper. Did I ever get a stem to shrip? Let me try this.
Yeah, oh, that'd be perfect.
So this is our stem shripper, and you see it has a hole in the top and it opens and it's spring loaded. And you use these to strip thorns off of rose bushes or anything that you have to strip a lot of. This stuff is really hard to strip, so we're going to do a little test here and see how it works. You just put the stem in, you close it, you hold this, and you just pull down. And that didn't go as planned, sister.
Dianthus is the worst to strip.
No, it chopped it off.
Oh, well, that's pretty bad.
All right, let's try this one. You see it just takes the stems right off, and if you have a lot to strip, it really is a hand saver. But hydrangeas, but it really works well on getting those thorns off of roses. It's $19.95, and would make a great gift for someone that arranges a mom. All right, next we have our CVB end tabs. And we have a new size. We now have them in a larger size.
Yay!
So the CVB end tab is a chlorine tablet, and we put one in every bucket here in the farm. And what does it do? It makes the water clean. It just kills all the bacteria in the water, so that first drink your cut flower is going to be a nice clean one. So one little tablet to a gallon of water. Like I said, every bucket here on the farm gets it. You can leave your flowers in it for up at least 4 hours is best, up to 72 hours. So you could leave it in there overnight and then move them to either holding solution or flower food, depending on if you're going to be using them right away in your home or event, or if you're going to be actually selling them. So we have the single bottle. There's 80 tablets. They're $18.95. You can get 2 bottles for $29.95, or the new 800 count is $71.95. And this would get most small farmers, you know, mostly through the summer without ever having to worry about getting more bottles in. So this is very important. It extends the life of your flowers, so we encourage you to use that if you're cutting your own flowers. Next up we have the Quick Dip. Quick Dip is a, what is it called? It's a hydrator, but it dilates the stems.
Yeah.
And when you get, say for instance, retail roses and their heads are down, that's because their stems are clogged and they're not getting any water up to that stem. So you cut an inch or so off of that, then you Quick Dip it. We usually put Quick Dip in a little container. We clearly mark it, and you don't need much. You see there's just a little teeny bit in here, and you take the stem and you Quick Dip it, and then you take it out, and then you put it in your arrangement or in your vase. We also have had arranger friends that just use it in their arrangements. They just take it and pour some in the water for the arrangement, and they said it works great. So that's not how it's written on here, but that's their experience, and we've tried it here too, and it does work wonderful. So any retail flowers that come and they aren't looking so great, this also works for some garden flowers that you have trouble hydrating. If you have trouble hydrating a garden flower, strip more foliage off, Quick Dip them, and that should give them a little boost. The Quick Dip is $17.95, and it's just a good tool to have in your arsenal if you're cutting flowers often. All right, so next up we have our fresh flower food. So first we have the bulb fresh flower food. I can't either because they've changed colors now. So this is the bulb. So everybody's used to getting these with their flowers when they get them from the store. They really do work, but you have to use them. So this is the bulb fresh flower food. So this has a little stuff in it to kill the bacteria in your water, and it has some sugar to make the flowers happy. But the bulb fresh flower food also has a hormone in it that helps those flowers that come from bulbs, like daffodils. What are some dahlias?
Tuberoses.
Tuberoses. Anything comes from a tuber or a bulb. It has a hormone in it that keeps those leaves from going yellow. So it keeps your leaves green. So it's very, very helpful if you have an arrangement, a mixed arrangement that has some of those flowers in it. So the bulb fresh flower food, they come in quart size, and the 50 pack's $11.95 and 100 pack is $19.95. Now, this is not going to hurt regular flowers, but if you don't have any of those bulbs in your arrangement and you just have regular cut flowers, we also have just the regular cut flower food. And the fresh cut flower food comes in quarts and pints. Quarts 50 pack is $11.95, 100 pack is $19.95, and then the pint size is 100 for $12.95. And it really does extend the life of your flowers, and we do usually would include that with our arrangements, our bouquets when we sold those. Next up we have our vase brush. One of the most popular items that we used to sell at shows. Once people see it and realize what it is, you see the light bulb going on. Humidifiers, hummingbird feeders, we use it for irrigation, CPAC machines. There's just 1,000 things that are long and skinny that you can't get your hand down in to wash. It's made of a rubbery kind of material, and I just rinse it off and hang it up after I'm done using it. The vase brush is $13.95. It's made in the USA, and it is bendable. So I can put it down in this vase and get to the edges all the way around, and it just works like a gem.
Tell them about the Effordent tip.
Oh yeah, so if you have something down in the bottom of your container that you can't get out and you're scrubbing and it's not going anywhere, it may be hard water stains. And we got a tip from a gardener, and she said that if you get the Effordent tablets that you use for dentures, and you just put one in here with a little bit of water and let it sit overnight, it loosens all that up. So then you can put your vase brush down in there and it just wipes off. So if you have a vase that's been giving you some trouble, maybe that will help you get it back into good working order. All right, so next we have the Easy Arranger. First up we have the 3-pack. Now, this is Another very popular item we used to sell a lot at shows, and you're gonna see why when I show you what it does. But this is a 3-pack. You can split this up. If you have multiple moms to give gifts to, you can get flowers, get a 3-pack. You can put them in a little organza bag like this, or you could simply get flowers and put this over a little mason jar or any little vase that you have and give the flowers and the arranger as a gift. So here you can see, you just bend the edges over the vase, and I've already put a few flowers in, and you can see there's not a lot of flowers in here, but look how it already looks like an arrangement. For very few flowers, you can make them go a long way, because this is helping them all stand up instead of just bending over the edge. And if in doubt, something's bending too much, cut them shorter. Don't be afraid to cut them shorter. There is a rule as to how tall flowers are supposed to be, as to your vase size, but I don't listen to rules. I do what looks best and what makes the flowers look the prettiest. So don't be afraid to cut them shorter. So this one, I don't know that I had, let's see, maybe this one. I had a flower picked out to be able to show you how it stands up here. But see how that just stands up, and it just makes the flowers go a really, really long way. So this one is the biggest one, and there is the medium size. This is the medium size in the 3-pack. Now we also, the 3-pack is $21.95. It comes with a 4, 5, and 6-inch diameter easy arranger. We also have a single pack, which is the 6-inch. And it works, that's what size I believe is on here. Works the same way. You just fold it down over the edge of your vase so it can be used on different size vases. We've also seen people push it down in the throat of the vase, and it just does a great job of holding those flowers up. Did I say how much the single one? A 1-pack is $8.95, and you can get a 2-pack of the singles for $15. All right, so next up we have our mason jar. Now again, this is our chicken wire mason jar frog. This is a standard size mason jar lid, and it will fit the big container here and the small one as long as it has a standard mouth. So you just screw this on, and look how these flowers stand up in this little jar. And this is just incredible. It makes your flowers go so much further, and you can take a little simple bouquet from the grocery store. And again, don't be afraid to cut them shorter. I just wanted to demo how even the tall stems can stand up on this. Don't be afraid to cut them a little bit shorter if that's what makes your flowers look the best. And it is a 1-pack for $8.95, or you can get 2 for $15.50. Another great gift to give alone or put on a jar and give with flowers. All right, so next we have our Oasis tape, and this is clear Oasis tape, and this thing is like 60 yards, so you could get this as a home gardener who's cutting flowers out of your yard. This would really last you a long time. You make a little grid like this across it, and it's clear so you really can't see it. And you can see I've already put a few flowers in here, and these would just fall out if I didn't have the grid in there. And then I cut a few more that I was going to show you how you fit them in there. And I generally, on the edge, and I've even seen florists do this, on the edge, you kind of cut them long and just lean them in like that. And then I cut this beautiful peony that we have to go in the middle. And with just a few flowers, again, you could have a beautiful arrangement. Who needs a florist? Just put some flowers in here, and it'll be beautiful. Any little bouquet you get from the grocery store or from a farmer's market will be beautiful. You can make them go a long way. The tape is $8.95. Again, have that in your flower arranging toolbox, and you'll always be ready for any situation. Next up we have our little, floral netting is next, I'm sorry. So next we have our floral netting. I call this the kinder, gentler chicken wire, because it's like chicken wire, but it's coated so that it doesn't rust. This is a piece that Lisa has used in church flowers for a really long time. And I have a vase here, a crock. And usually you would use this when you can't see through it, so any container that is not see-through. My best advice to you is when you use it, use enough so that when you push it down in there, it's going to be tight against the edges, and that way it'll keep your flowers upright. Now this one We'll also take really big stems. We used to use sunflowers and really big flowers in there. And you can see, I'm going to adjust my camera so you can see it all, that it really holds the flowers in place. And it, again, makes a few flowers go a really long way. And what I said before about foliage, you can fluff this up with foliage and make it into a beautiful arrangement with just a few flowers. And these peonies are beautiful, aren't they? We have a lot of these blooming out in the garden right now. We would never cut them wide open like this. We cut them when they're a marshmallow. Ooh, this one's feeling pretty marshmallow.
I know.
But see how this has like 2 or 3 little stems on the side, little buds on the side. So when this one fades, you just simply cut that off, and then you have these guys that are going to start opening up. So again, this will just make your flowers go longer. You want to have this in your cut flower toolbox so that you always have flowers at your ready. And it is $13.95. It's 12 inches by 48 inches. And next up we have our espresso watering can. And this little precious thing is it's just so cute. The espresso can holds about 2 cups of water. It has a long spout, so it's very good for watering seedlings because it's not going to wash away the seedlings. And everybody's bringing me flowers from everywhere, wanting me to put them in here. So this holds
this vase.
This holds about 2 cups, but what we love it for is not only watering your indoor plants, but if you have a flower arrangement and you can't get it moved over to the sink or it's going to mess it up, you can gently pour this and fill it back up. Now, what I love it for is to put a bunch of flowers in and to make a beautiful little arrangement. So this looks so cute, just sitting on your shelf with the
bedside coffee table.
Yeah, it's perfect height for a table of any kind. This espresso watering can is $31.95. Perfect gift. Get this for your mom. Get a little bouquet of flowers and cut them short and give this to her, and she will love it forever. That's right. Susie. Yeah, Susie said that everybody's supposed to get them for themselves. All right, so next up we have our candle vase. We have sold these for a long time too. These are little precious things. I've already got one started here. I was going to show you a little idea I have. It's just a little plastic vase, and it has these little holes in it. Did I skip to the wrong one, Susie? Well, let's trace back and go to what I was supposed to be talking about, which is the candle grips. Sorry, Susie. So this is the Stay Grip candlestick grips, and the candlestick grips are $8.95. They're like this spongy, and they're grippy on one side. And here is my nice Dollar Tree candle vase, candle holder. You just simply lay it on top, and when you press your candle in, it stays where you put it. And it just makes it so much easier than a lot of other things we've tried over the years. So if you ever do candles, you want to be sure to get these candle grips. They last from year to year. And if you have big candles, you just put like 3 around the edge and push it down, and they'll hold it in place. So this is the candle grips, $8.95. And then I'm going to show you this. You just slide. This is our candle ring vase.
Made in USA.
Made in the USA, and they're just a little plastic vase with a hole in the middle to fit over a candle, and it has a little flower frog on top. So I had this cute little idea. I was looking in the yard out in the farm to see what little flowers we had, because I love to go and pick flowers out of the landscape. And we had all of these dandelions, and I thought, how cute would this be with a little bumblebee? You know, probably craft store probably has bumblebees, little wooden ones or plastic ones. And you can stick a little bumblebee in there and make this a precious little arrangement.
You know what I was thinking, sister, while you're going through all these tools, how awesome to have a little bag like Bobo has of her arranging tools with these different things that you can just make anything out of anything, you know?
Yep. So here, my shears got taken away. This is money plant that Lisa had growing out in the garden. I just thought how pretty it would look. I wouldn't use it with my dandelions, but you could use any little thing. And I usually cut it a little longer than I think and put it in at an angle, and it just seems to stay in place. Yes, I looked for violas, they did not have any. But any little flower, and you can make it as small or as large as you want. But look how it transforms just a little candle into an arrangement. This is some
ground ivy.
Ground ivy that is growing wild out in the shade garden. And look at the pretty little flowers, but more importantly, it's foliage. What did I say? Always have foliage. Foliage just makes everything look better. So you can use these with just flowers. Let the kids go and pick flowers for their mom for Mother's Day, and then you can use it in this, and it's a perfect little setting on a table. So the candle vases are 2-pack for $14.95, and you can remove the lid to be able to clean it. Really sweet thing that you can keep for a really long time. All right, so next we're going to talk about our decorative bouquet sleeves. First, I want to show you the green square. The green square just dresses up any bouquet, even if you bought one retail and you want to make it look extra pretty. This I'm showing you first because it's easier to get on the flowers first. So this is non-woven material. It's porous, it breathes. Pre-cut X in the center for ease of use. Lime green complements all flower colors. Used with clear or craft bouquet sleeves. A 10-pack is $7.95 or a 50-pack is $31.95. And if there's any farmers that do farmers markets, you could just keep these and say, would you like to, dress up your bouquet for $1 or $2 extra and figure out how much you want to charge and give the people the option to use that. You just simply stick the stems through the open cut, pull it down, and there you go. So now we're going to stick it in another flower sleeve. But these are a 10-pack for $7.95, I already said that, and the 50-pack is $31.95. So next we have the craft bouquet sleeves. And here is the sleeve. This is the 20-inch, and it's great to have the kids decorate this. You could put a farm sticker or a stamp on this, but it's a lot of fun if you want to dress it up. And with this one, you do the same thing. You open it up, maybe. There we go. I just open it up and stick my hand in the opposite end here and put the stems through and pull it up. And just see what that does to these flowers. These are flowers Lisa's going to talk about later in the show, but just look what the pop of color does to the colors in this bunch. So the craft 20-inch sleeves are 10-pack for $6.25, a 50-pack for $14.95. They also come in a 12-inch. Happy Mother's Day. I love you, Mom. How perfect is that? And again, I just put my hand through this part, stick the flowers down in and pull them through. And again, you can have the kids decorate this or use a stamp or just leave it the way it is. But see what it protects the flowers and just is a perfect little presentation. So the 12-inch is a 10-pack for $5.25 and a 50-pack for $21.95. And again, you can have a lot of fun with them. All right, so next we have the clear sleeves.
Oh, sorry.
I lost my help. So these are the clear sleeves. Some grocery stores require us to have clear sleeves. Most people prefer the craft because they're more earth-friendly, but I can tell you these are the easiest to use, and you can see the flowers from the side and the top. You just open this up, you slip the flowers in, and then you just pull it off. We would usually hang this from the side of one of our rolling racks with a couple of hooks, and it's just simple to use, and you can see the flowers through. You can still put the green little piece in there to make the color pop. And the clear bouquet sleeves is a 50-pack for $29.95. And like I said, you can add colored tissue paper or anything like that to make it really pretty. So next, my model has the herb drying rack. And this we love. If you hadn't heard, we dry all of our cut flowers that we have left over each week. And there's just so many uses for them, and they're beautiful. But if you really don't have a lot of space, or if you want to display them drying because they are still beautiful, this rack, I'm going to turn it right side up. There we go. This rack comes with the hooks. It hangs up. You can hang your flowers around it. You could just hang it in a corner. And it would still be beautiful. And this is a perfect Mother's Day gift for anyone who cuts and has flowers that they get often, whether they cut them out of their yard or get them from somewhere else.
How big is that circle?
It's $26.95. This is probably
18 inches?
At
I mean,
least.
a lot in a small space.
It is a lot in a small space. It's probably about 18 inches. But perfect gift for anyone that uses a lot of flowers. All right, next up is our flower caddy. And we harvest our flowers into this. This works great for anyone who has flowers at all. This can go to the grocery store. It won't tip over because it has 3 sides. So in your car, it can take a corner without flipping over. You can take it to the farmer's market. You can take it to your yard. Farmers, we still use this and take it out to the farm to harvest shorter stem things that are more delicate that we don't want to get squished down in a bucket. So the harvester is just a wonderful forever kind of gift. It's $59.95, and the special today is that it's capped shipping. So you would save $2.95 to $10.86 from our regular website, depending on where you live. It's for gardeners and farmers. Sort flower size, prevents them from being crushed. Broad, sturdy base, easy carry and handle, high quality molded plastic in the USA. And these now are made in North Carolina, aren't they, Lisa? So we're happy they're so close to us and that it's a almost local business for us. We're not far from North Carolina. So get one of these for the person you love and they will have it forever and think about you when they use it. You can also get puffy paint. We hear from garden club ladies a lot that they all have these and they take them to go and do events and they don't know whose is whose, so they get puffy paint and write their name or decorate the outside, which would be another fun project for a kid to do for their mom. And that way they always know which one is theirs. They need those little martini or the wine glass tags that go on here. So get your harvester, get one for you and for your mom. Next we have our tote bag. This is just a heavy-duty canvas tote bag. We carry everything in it. How fun would it be to get your mom, who might be a fan of ours, and fill it up with flower arranging stuff? And you can use it as a gift or as a gift bag. It's $19.95, and we just love it. It's a good size, and it lets you put all your stuff in there at once, and you don't have to worry where it is. Next, we have Lisa.
Hey, friends. Doesn't she do such a great job at that? So I want to talk about my books for just a minute, and I've been trying to highlight different areas of my book, of my different books. And the first one up is the Cut Flower Handbook. This is a hardback book that's 240 pages, features 66 different flowers. And what I really wanted to share with you guys is, this book is for the person that is either already flower farming or home gardening, cut flower gardening, or the beginner. Because friends, the second chapter is the basics of the cutting garden. And look what's in here. So there's a lot of yammering, but look at this. We have illustrations showing you how I don't double dig. This is how I build a bed with minimal work. So this takes you through all of the setup, how to set it up for low maintenance and what to do, and warning you about what not to do as well. So would love to sign a copy of the Cut Flower Handbook for you. This is, we have, I'm sorry, and this is part that's on special today. Sorry, I'm stammering, y'all. We have all 3 of my books together for $9.95 off. So I'll show you the other 2, but you can also buy them individually. It is $30 individually. And when you purchase from us, each one of our books comes with a bonus. This one has a PDF download of the 6 flowers that we couldn't fit into the book, so you also get those. Then my second book is Vegetables Love Flowers. This is not about vegetables, y'all. It's about why vegetables love being in the company of flowers. And this book is really more about my philosophy of how I garden without using pesticides. And it just really has some great information and simplistic information. It also features 10 cool and 10 warm, has a page on sweet peas, which we are going to see more of here shortly. And look back here. It's all about the insects, y'all. They are the start of everything in the world. So the Vegetables Love Flowers is in the set. And then, of course, couldn't do a set without having cool flowers, right? Vegetables Love Flowers also comes with a video book study that comes free with the book when you purchase through us. And then Cool Flowers, the book that started it all, also has a free video book study that comes along with it. The book studies are like behind the scenes, kind of, a little bit deeper on different things. And so this is really your baby step into how to grow cool season hardy annuals. Now you can get all 3 of the books. I don't know where the other book went. Oh, here it is down here. You can get all 3 of the books for $68.99, regularly $78.94. And I sign all the books. So we will, and they will all come with those special downloads. So I want to talk to you and just show you, I need the seedlings, please. So we have our Soil Block Maker Kit. And this is our #1 customer favorite item that we have sold for a couple of decades now. So this kit includes the small blocker, and let's just take a look at some of the babies. So these are zinnias we figured this out earlier. These were started on the 9th. So they're 16 days old. These will be planted next week. This is 40 plants on this little tray. That's about 8 by 5. So that is the small blocker. And then look at these, y'all. This is that Mahogany Splendor hibiscus. These are ready to be planted in the garden in the small block, y'all. That's 40 of them on this little tray. So this kit comes with that small blocker. It also comes with a bag of the ready-made mix. This bag makes 600 of those little small blocks. Super compressed. And then the kit also includes the Seed Starting Made Easy course, which takes you from the beginning to the end of soil blocking and then growing your seedlings up indoors, hardening them off and getting them planted in the garden, as well as a session on direct sowing and a session on planting sunflowers into plug trays. And this kit comes with your choice of either 3 warm season seeds or 3 cool season seeds. And you make that selection at checkout. It comes with a set of 5 of our foam reusable trays. This tray holds 3 sets of 20. It comes with our aluminum seed pan, our toothpick, and our plant markers. You get all of this for $89.95 plus $11.95 shipping, and you are set up to actually soil block. And this is a really great Kickstarter kit. So this would be a great gift, right? And I want to show you, and then you can find it in the app. Look, this is the 2-inch block. We potted up. These are our peppers. And I just had to show you, they're so darn beautiful, y'all. It's like I'm showing off my babies, right? And so this is the 2-inch blocker, which when you have a larger seed or you want to grow something much bigger before it goes to the garden, that's what you use. And you can find that here in the app. Now, the deal of the day. I mentioned earlier that we have sold tens of thousands of these when I was on social media since we started. And friends, these are the gloves that we live in. These are the Nitrile Touch gloves. And this is how they should fit, like a surgeon's glove. When they fit like this, you feel like you can do any job. We have worn these for a couple of decades now. They last throughout a season. I have never, ever come through the end of a pair. I literally wear them out stripping flowers is what I do. So these come from extra small up to large, and you just want them to fit super snug. I have kind of a large hand, and I still wear a medium. You're better to go smaller than bigger. And they are 20% off, and so that makes them, one pair is $7.16. But friends, you can get a 4-pack for $25.56. These are like the deal of a lifetime. You can machine wash them, which is what I do. Suzanne just washes her hands and hangs them up to dry. And they come in assorted colors, and we pick the color for you. So check those out. Absolutely love those. And then we have our tool belt. So this has a belt that's adjustable. It goes up to 44 inches. And when I put it on, I literally put it on. You can put your shears and your cell phone in it, and then you can slide it around to have it on your backside. So when you're leaning over, you're not feeling, it's not blocking you from bending over. So this is an adjustable from 28 inches to 44 inches. It's $22.95, and it's canvas, so it's super lightweight, and we just absolutely love this tool belt. And
you need to save time for flowers. You're gonna pick your
so we're gonna this is one of my newest favorite tools, y'all. This is our serrated scoop, and look at the edge of this thing. You can scoop up plants out of the ground. I mean, I'm loving this for transplanting hellebores. It's got a pointy end. It's got a measuring here, a depth marker, and it's like a spoon, right? It's $25.95 and absolutely love it. Sister, you want to talk about those?
It's not done yet, is it?
Yeah, we're skipping this.
Okay.
So Suzanne's going to show you our new product that we just brought back.
So we just got back in. We love these. Our hanging copper plant tags. I took home some cuttings off of Lisa's big gigantic tree out in the front yard that she planted, I think, when you first redid this house. And it's huge now, so it's like 20 years old probably, and you can still see the writing on the tag I have on those branches. So this is what it looks like. You just take a ballpoint pen and I just use a couple of paper towels and put under it, and then you write on it, and it actually etches it into the copper. And once this gets aged, and you can see the etching years and years and years later. So we just loosely put this on a shrub or a tree that you want to identify, and we put the date too, because you'll remember when you planted it. And it just lasts and lasts so that you'll always remember what that was, and more importantly, when it was planted. There's 10 labels in this pack, and it's $10.95. And like I said, they get more beautiful as the age goes, as the years go by. They're 4 inches by 3/4 inches.
All right, look at this. We brought this back a couple weeks ago, and y'all, I just can't even tell you how much I love this thing. Look how much you can be down on the ground and reach things so far away. This means a lot to you when you're 60, y'all. This is the hand rake. It's $17.95, and someone will love you for this. Either yourself, if you get one for you, but anybody that has any outdoor yard work to do will actually love this. And then I want to show this because I just used this the other day so much out in the garden. This is our super cushy kneeler. It's 2 inches thick, y'all. This changes whether you can stay down or not. For me, it does anyway. It's 15 by 20, and it's lightweight, made in the USA, y'all. And it is $42.95, and we absolutely love this thing. My husband works on his Harleys on one of these. All right, so we want to show you a couple of our exclusive seed collections. These are perfect gifts for mom, right? So it's a great way to get them started, or, you know, gift for yourself or for them. It includes additional, in addition to what's on the seed packets, it has inside additional instructions, and the seed collections are already discounted 20%, right? So the whole seed collection with the 6-pack, 6 individually packaged seeds. These are our top sellers, but not only that, these are the workhorses of my flower farm. That's what I made this for. Benary's Giants, the Lime Greens, the Sunflower, the Oklahoma Zinnias, which are the small ones, mixed coxcomb, and the fragrant basil. Y'all, this is, and it gives a diagram. This is for a 3 by 10 foot garden. It's a perfect starter. This is $26.95. And then we have this basically the very same thing, but in pink. This came from when I had breast cancer many years ago. It kind of grew out of that. And this also comes with a diagram. And it's just a great way to get people started growing from seed, and has all the instructions that you need. All right, friends, now we're going to... Huh?
A pair of gloves.
Oh, yeah. A pair of gloves and a seed collection would be a perfect mom gift, right? So reminding everybody that if you want to be included on the list for the giveaway, the $25 store credit, then you will need to hit that white button if you haven't already done that. So every time I start talking about flowers, I talk just very briefly about correct storage of seeds, because friends, when I'm showing you the flowers, it is typically not the time to plant them. But you buy the seeds when you meet the flower. And that means you file it away and save it until it's time to plant, the proper time to plant them. And so we store all of our seeds in a cool spot with a desiccant. This absorbs any moisture. A 2-pack of these is $2.95, or a 10-pack is $9.95. And that'll just keep your seeds super fresh and viable longer than otherwise. And I'm sorry, y'all, my nose is already getting eat up, these sweet peas. All right, so did y'all know that we plant the same seeds that you guys are buying from us. Literally all of our plantings, we send our list up to the warehouse. They send packs of seeds here that are coming off the same shelves as you, and I just absolutely love that. So here again is my little vase. This is the Royal Sweet Pea Mix, and in fact, the reds and the shrimps aren't blooming yet. I mean, literally, this is the first cut we've had of our sweet peas. And notice that I cut a piece of foliage to go in here. Look how beautiful. Those trindles. Don't forget about cutting the actual foliage. So this is the Royal Mix, which has pinks and reds, but here is my all-time favorite. This is the hardiest sweet pea I have ever grown. This is Hyacinth. And if you've ever seen April in Paris, they just renamed it. It's this one. It's the most vigorous, and it is literally the most fragrant. It's white with a blush of purple. We fall plant all of this. And how beautiful are they? And then look at this. Y'all, these are one of my, I call these the cosmos of spring. This is corncockle or agrostemma. Incredibly tall. I cut about 8 inches off of these this morning. But this is our agrostemma mix. It's purple and whites. And while it looks really fragile, they last beautifully in the vase. These are a direct sown crop in the fall. And then we have, this is Saponaria, better known as soapwort, and it comes in white and pink. This is the white, and it looks like, I mean, again, it looks like little miniature cosmos, right? This is amazing filler, and flower farmers are always looking for more white flowers for the fall. And this is the pink version of that, y'all. This is like a monster stem. I couldn't cut it down. I just had to show you guys. So this is Pink Beauty. And again, Suzanne and I were talking about this would be a perfect piece to build a bouquet in and have this as filler. So that is direct sown in the fall. Then we have our Amobium. Amobium is like, I call it a cross between a straw flower and feverfew. Look at these little white and yellow buttons. These were fall planted transplants. Absolutely love these. And they could have been planted again in very early spring. And I am a huge fan of bachelor buttons. You don't grow a ton of them. But do you know what the 2 or 3 or 4 of these blue flowers will do to your bouquet? Totally pops them up. So this is the Boy Blue. And then we have the Magic, which is in the purple bicolored family. Look how pretty they are, y'all. They're just so useful, and they're a big crop for pollinators early, because this is one of the first flowers to bloom on my farm. Then we have the Romantic. Look at these colors, and there's even a dark one in there. Nope, I guess well, there it is right there. Look how pretty that is. And y'all, this is the stage to harvest. See that little bud right there where you can just see the tip? This is how you want it to open to this indoors. They last so much longer that way. And then this is fantastic. This is the Blue Mix. Look how pretty. I mean, it is a great mix. And I mean, the bees, the native bees on the bachelor buttons are pretty amazing. And y'all, I love this little dianthus. It's called Dynasty Mix. It doesn't get as tall as Amazon and the rest. But this is a great one to grow either in your landscape, in flower boxes, and if you're doing short work, because look, it's a ruffle. It's a ruffled little flower, and it's a mix, and it's got some great colors in it. That's what this was that Susie Q was using, right? And then, of course, Sweet William. Sweet is the series, is the first one to bloom on our farm, and this is the Black Cherry. Look how pretty that is. And you don't want a ton of this, but to have one of these in a bouquet would be super useful. And then, of course, you know, you never have enough white flowers. So Sweet comes in white also. And then we have Coral, which is really, really useful. Just a great hot color. And look at this Orlea, y'all. White lace flower. This is different than Ami. See how the outer edge is a bigger petal? This is a direct cedar in the fall. Totally love that one. I bet nobody can even guess what this is. This is annual baby's breath. Totally different than the baby's breath you see, the perennial. This is Covent is what it's called. This is a super winter hardy. We fall planted, and it has great stem length. It is so very, very pretty. And then the status is just starting to happen. This is the blue. This is a great color to add to bouquets, y'all. Love status. And that was a fall planted transplant. And then look at this apricot. It's kind of a mix of several different colors. Really love. This is a really hot color now, right? And then one of the earliest foliage plants that we use, this is Cerinthe. And even before it gets these really romantic, droopy blooms, I use it as foliage before it even buds up sometimes, if it's tall enough. And it really holds up well. Really love Cerinthe Kiwi Blue. This is a really special favorite one. All right, friends. So it's time I've made a wet mess here. My sister's agreeing because she's been cleaning up after me for a long time. It's time to wrap up. Remember to stick around to the very end for the Q&A if you want to hang out for that. But I want to remind everybody that over on our website, thegardenersworkshop.com, we have so many free resources and fun stuff to fall into. We have videos, we have blogs, we have 2 podcasts, Field and Garden as well as Seed Talk. And be sure to check those out. I host Field and Garden, and Lane and I host Seed Talk. And this week on Wednesday, I am hosting Ask a Flower Farmer over on Instagram, which happens Wednesdays at 12:30. And remember to meet us back here next Friday for our theme, the complete soil blocker tool lineup. So next Friday is going to be all things soil blocking and seed starting, and we're going to be doing demos and talking about that. And now, friends, it is time to pull our lucky winner, and I so hope you're here. We rarely, if ever, don't have people still here, and we absolutely love it. So our winner of a $25 store credit is Elaine Taylor. Elaine Taylor, if you are here, give us a big shout out in the comments, and the girls will drop a $25 credit directly into your cart. It'll be there ready and waiting for you. And congratulations and thanks for participating. And so now stick around for the live Q&A. Lisa, can you add all the conditioning products together? That's a great question. Oh, Elaine's here. Congratulations, Elaine. I am so glad you're here. So the girls are literally dropping the credit into your cart right now. And so you're ready to roll. And my personal idea, you ought to buy a flower caddy. I mean, it's be half price basically, just about, right? I mean, what a great use of winning $25. Anyway, buy yourself a gift. So the flowers support conditionings together. So I typically don't do that. I mean, I have a system that we go through. CVBN tablet goes in the harvest bucket. The buckets come back in here. Then the next hop is usually either being packed. It would have been being packed to go to a flower shop, or it would have been made into a bouquet to go to a supermarket or to go to farmer's market or for our members only market. So we take it out of the CVBN water, do whatever we're going to do with it, and then we drop it into a new container. I don't dump that CVBN water because you will be amazed how messy and dirty that water is just even from 5 hours. So I use the CVBN, and then to Florist we use the holding solution, which we did not talk about today, but I believe it's here in the app. And then they go home to the retail customer with a packet of flower food. Is Quick Dip and Hydrate the same thing or different? I mean, I know it is so confusing, isn't it? Quick Dip is a hydrator. Quick Dip is the brand name that we sell by Floralife. There are other hydrators, and so hope that clears that up. I would love some tips for growing straw flowers. I've tried the last 2 years to no avail. I'm in Georgia. So do you have trouble getting them started or growing them out in the garden? Because straw flowers are a cool flower. So we don't plant them in the fall. We only plant those in very early spring. Ours are out there just coming along. And they're heat lovers. They love getting established with cool soil in very early spring, but they just rock and roll. They're usually blooming all of, the end of May into June, I think, is when they really get started. So I'm not sure which, we have great luck soil blocking them. And we actually have another planting that we're getting ready to plant out because we succession plant them. We do plant them 4 to 6 weeks after the first planting in very early spring, if that helps you. So it might not be too late. I have deer issues. Any advice? Yeah, our deer pressure finally started about 5 years ago. I grew for 20 years with no deer pressure. Even though I'm in the middle of the city, there are herds of deer literally walking down our street at 5 o'clock in the morning. They pretty much left us alone until about 5 years ago. They started nibbling. And then 2 years ago, they started like devouring our sunflower crops. So I purchased a portable electric netting deer fence. And I'm going to tell you the name of the company that I bought them from. We don't not have an affiliate. It is PremierOneSupplies.com. PremierOneSupplies.com. They're just top notch. And I got the netting with the solar little unit, so it doesn't have to have electricity, and it works like a bloomin' gem, and you can move it around. It sticks in the ground, and it works great. So that's what stopped our deer from eating everything we have. Is it too late to sow soapwort and annual baby's breath? Even for folks in the north, I would say probably yes, because they're cool flowers, right? I mean, soapwort is blooming now. Ours was planted last fall, as well as the baby's breath. And even if you're up north, you would plant it 6 to 8 weeks before your last spring frost. So even if your frost, let me just do the math. Even if your last frost was mid-June, which I doubt, that's really late, that means that April 15th is when you should have planted that stuff. And that's transplants, right? So for the annual baby's breath. And feverfew, actually we succession plant that. It does okay with a little bit of heat and humidity. So you can plant that, but again, just know that it may not perform as well or grow as tall and as abundant as when you follow the cool flower concept, which is planting at the proper time for where you are. But we do succession plant it. Any tips for squirrel pressure? It really depends on, I guess you're talking about out in a garden. I mean, squirrels are just as bad as deer in our book. And that deer fence I was just telling you about has little holes on the bottom, like 2 feet, which helps to stop them. But for those people that are trying to keep squirrels off of containers or a small home cutting garden, there is a website. Another one I'm going to give you is imustgarden.com. imustgarden.com. And they're North Carolina based.
And their deer spray is the bomb. I spray it every 3 weeks probably.
There you go. She's got big deer pressure. So they are based out of North Carolina. It's a small family business, and they have several different options. And I learned about it at a garden club that I was speaking at years ago, and ladies were telling me that they had tomato plants on their balconies in some of these retirement home kind of situations where the squirrels just ravage that stuff because there's no other options, right? That they started using that and it stopped the squirrels dead in their tracks. But the thing about any spray is you have to follow the directions. If it says spray every 2 weeks, if you don't spray in 2 weeks, that stuff breaks down and goes away and they're gonna be right back at your stuff. So follow the instructions. And friends, we're going to wrap it up with that. I hope you've enjoyed seeing some flowers. We've sure have been happy to show them to you. And I hope to see you next Friday right here, same time, same place. And don't forget, we have that course sale going on. And so I'm just going to talk about that for a second. So our big schools, my school, Dave Dowling's school, Jenny Love's school, Ellen Frost's school, Steve and Gretel. But we have these amazing, did you know there's a cool flower workshop? Did you know that there's a profitable planting, a profitable flower farming with Lenny Larkin? Jenny Love has a workshop on how to host and run and get customers for workshops on your farm, how to start as a newbie and how to build that up. I mean, it's just, there's a workshop for everybody. Then not to mention, I have the Easy Cut Flower Garden. There's the Seed Starting Made Easy. There's just so many great workshops. And you know, listening and seeing is worth, $1,000 over seeing a picture, right? So don't forget, it's at the top of every page at thegardenersworkshop.com. It's at the top. It says, it has the coupon code, which is SAVE15. So you'll go in like you're buying it, and then you have to put the coupon code in to get the savings. And that expires next Wednesday at 12 midnight Eastern time. And I'm telling you, now's the time. Whether you think you have time to do it now or not, that doesn't matter. Buy it, and then it's there when you need it. That's how I get courses, y'all. That's what I do. Get them while the savings is there. And that savings is a better deal than using your family discount if you're already one of our students. We give a $50 off the big schools to all of our school people or all of our family members. But that's only for schools. This 15% off is double what that coupon is. And of course, you don't have a coupon for the other workshops, and this gives you that. So check it out. Get them and just put them where you know where they are. They'll be right here waiting for you in our library, and check it out. All right,